Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. It is a Sunday, so hopefully everybody is enjoying their weekend. I know a lot of people are already off for a Christmas break, and you're off until next year. I know a lot of people who have been at their current job for a very long time, so they're able to take all this personal time or vacation time off and don't go back until next year. Just make sure you're watching all the bowl games you can possibly watch while you're sitting at home. And speaking of bowl games, let's talk about the bowl games from yesterday. They started at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Yesterday morning, we had the Myrtle Beach Bowl. And the Myrtle Beach Bowl was won by the Ohio Bobcats. They defeated Georgia Southern by the score of 41-21. Ohio ends the season with a record of 10 wins and 3 losses. Georgia Southern finished 6-7. They were actually 6-2, but then lost their last 4 games of the regular season, then lost the bowl game yesterday. So it looked like Georgia Southern was in for a pretty good season, and then the wheels just fell off. The Celebration Bowl goes to the Rattlers of Florida A&M. They defeat Howard by the score of 30-26. Howard finishes 6-6 on the season. Florida A&M finishes 12-1. So Florida A&M is credited with being the historical black college or university, or as they call it, HBCU, national champions. For whatever reason, and I've never really tried to figure out why because it's not really that big of a deal, but for whatever reason, the black colleges cannot play in bowl games with the rest of the football teams. So they take the 2 black colleges that they feel like had the best season, and they put them in the Celebration Bowl, and the winner of the Celebration Bowl is the HBCU national champion. So it goes out to Florida A&M, and that's because they are coached by former Clemson quarterback Willie Simmons. The New Orleans Bowl goes to the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State, the real Gamecocks, not the ones in Columbia, South Carolina, but the real Gamecocks. Jacksonville State, they defeat Louisiana in the New Orleans Bowl by the score of 34-31. Jacksonville State finishes 9-4 on the season. Louisiana falls to 6-7. The Cure Bowl goes to Appalachian State. They defeated Miami of Ohio 13-9. Appalachian State finishes 9-5 on the season, and the Miami of Ohio Redhawks finish out 11-3. The New Mexico Bowl goes to Fresno State. They dominated New Mexico State by the score of 37-10. Fresno State finishes 9-4. New Mexico State finishes 10-5. And Auburn needs to go back and watch video on that game because Fresno State did something Auburn could not do, and they scored points on New Mexico State. The LA Bowl goes to the team in LA. The UCLA Bruins defeat the Boise State Broncos by the score of 35-22. UCLA finishes 8-5, and Boise State finishes 8-6. And last but not least, late last night in the Independence Bowl, which actually went to early Sunday morning on the East Coast, Independence Bowl, Texas Tech defeats California by the score of 34-14. Both teams entered the game with a 6-6 record. So Texas Tech finishes 7-6, and California finishes 6-7. Any thoughts on any of the bowl games from yesterday? Please feel free to let me know. We'll talk about all the bowl games coming up this week, probably tomorrow. Any early thoughts on the bowl games this week? Please feel free to let me know. I know we have quite a few coming up tomorrow. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I got fired from the railroad company. Yeah, it looks like my career is off the tracks again. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.